Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome, and thank you for clicking on my video. In today's video, I wanted to share with you guys some of my favorite breakfast or even brunch recipes. Now we're going to be using our bundt pan today, so these are going to be bundt pan recipes. I love a bundt pan, it's super versatile, and it comes out really pretty too, so you can't beat that. I even make my banana breads in here sometimes, they're so cool. So we're going to be making two recipes today. The first one is going to be a bacon, egg, and cheese bundt cake. And then the second one is going to be a blueberry muffin bundt cake with a buttermilk and powdered sugar glaze. So if you guys want to see these recipes, then please keep watching. Alright guys, let's get started on our bacon, egg, and cheese bundt cake. So I've got everything you're going to need here. I went ahead and measured out our 3 cups of flour here. It's ready and waiting. You're going to need about 3 to 4 cups of sharp cheddar cheese. 5 eggs scrambled. I went ahead and scrambled those. 10 pieces of bacon. Now I'm using turkey bacon, but feel free to use regular bacon if you'd like. Some chives. About 3 tablespoons of salted butter. And 2 1/4 cups heavy cream. So we're gonna go ahead and make our dough, and then we'll go back and finish our chopping while our dough is resting. Okay, we've got our 3 cups of flour here. To that flour, we're gonna add about 1/2 cup of sharp cheddar cheese. You can add more. The cheddar cheese is more to your liking, so if you want more, add more. Add a little bit more. So you're like 3/4 cup of sharp cheddar. I'm actually going to go ahead and chop up our chives and our bacon since we need our crumbled bacon for our bread. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Okay, chives are all chopped. We're going to go ahead and chop up our bacon. Like I said, I use turkey bacon, but feel free to use regular bacon if you would like. Our bowl with our flour and our cheese back. We're going to take about half of the bacon, sprinkle that in there, and we're just mixing it to combine with a fork. Very easy, no blender needed on this recipe. Got it all nice and mixed together. We're going to create a little well in here. So basically you're just making a hole in the center of the flour mixture. Now we're going to pour our 2 1/4 cups of heavy cream in the center, and then we're just going to mix this up with our fork until it's nice and combined and forms a dough. Just to make sure that's all incorporated. All right guys, now we're going to grease our pan. I am going to use this Pam baking spray. It does have flour. If you don't have this, you can still grease your pan and then add flour on top. You just want to try to prevent sticking as much as possible so that when you flip, it comes out nice and clean. So I'm going to go ahead and spray this liberally. Going to take a paper towel here and just kind of spread it around just to make sure every nook and cranny is coated. Alright guys, our bundt pan is nice and greased. We're going to take about maybe a tiny little handful, about 2 tablespoons or so of this bacon crumble and just crumble it on the bottom of the pan. So look nice and pretty and decorative when we flip it over. Now we're going to add a little bit of that sharp cheddar cheese to the bottom of the pan as well. Again, just to make it pretty when you flip it over. All right, now we're going to take our dough batter and ice cream scoop. We're going to scoop about half of the batter into the bottom of the pan and then smooth it out. What you're going to do, you can take a spatula or wooden spoon or even just use your hands and then just push that dough right down into the pan. Okay, now comes the fun part. We're going to do the layering. I'm going to take these cooked scrambled eggs here, just going to smush them up, break them apart, and we're going to spread this around the pan. Now I used about 5 eggs and about, I don't know, 1/4 of a cup of whole milk and some salt and pepper, and then just made them the way my family likes it. You don't have to add milk, it's completely up to you. That's just how we eat our eggs here. Take that remaining bacon bits here, spread that around. rest of that cheese. Spread that around as well. It's gonna make it nice and cheesy. Last part, just gonna finish adding our dough. Alright guys, now we've got it all spread out. We're gonna stick this in our preheated oven at 425 for about 25 minutes. Alright guys, just took our bacon, egg, and cheese bundt cake out of the oven. Looks good, smells good. Now we're gonna flip it over. Okay, so this has been cooling for about 10 minutes. It still is a little warm to the touch, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the plate over it or any kind of serving tray and then flip it. And you heard it release. And the moment of truth, guys. Oh, you can see the cheddar cheese and the bacon sprinkled on top. Now the last part, and in my opinion the best part, is adding some melted butter and some chives. So we're gonna dump our chives into the butter. Go ahead and mix that up. Now we're just gonna drizzle this over the top. If you don't like onions or chives or green onions or any kind of onion flavoring, then I would say skip the chives and just do the butter, but this adds an extra dimension to the bread, I feel like. There we are, guys. Your bacon, egg, and cheese bundt cake or breakfast cake. All right, guys, let's cut into it and see how it looks. So while we're waiting on our bacon, egg, and cheese bundt cake to make, we're gonna go ahead and mix together our dry ingredients for our blueberry muffin cake. So what you're gonna need is 2 3/4 cup all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We're gonna go ahead and whisk those just to combine them. All right, now we're gonna start our wet mixture. We're gonna go ahead and cream together our 1 cup of unsalted butter to 2 cups of granulated sugar. All right, guys, our butter and sugar is nice and fluffy and combined. Now we're gonna add our 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract and 3 large eggs. All right, guys, our eggs, vanilla, butter, and sugar are all combined. We're gonna go ahead and add our dry ingredients to our wet. But again, remember, you wanna do it very slowly, a little bit at a time. Guys, now we're gonna add in our buttermilk, 1 1/4 cup. So we'll add in the 1 cup and then we'll add the 1/4 after. All right, guys, now we've got that all mixed and combined. We're gonna go ahead and add our lemon zest. All right, guys, we've got about 2 lemons here zested. We're gonna go ahead and add that in. Mix this just to combine, and then we're gonna add our blueberries with our spatula and fold it in very carefully. All right, guys, I got about 1 pound of fresh blueberries. Now you can use frozen if you don't have fresh. So you're gonna take about half of this mixture and fold it in by hand. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and grease our bundt pan again with the Pam. Go ahead and spread it around with our napkin. Again, making sure every single crevice is coated. That is the key with bundt pans, is you have to make sure they're well greased or else it will stick. All right, pan is all greased. Let's go ahead and transfer our batter into our pan. All right, now that our batter batter's in there, we're gonna go ahead and smooth it around. Try to get it as even as possible. Now we're gonna take our remaining blueberries and sprinkle them on the top. Push a few of them in just to make sure there's room for everybody. All right, looks good. There's lots and lots of blueberries in here. Like I said, it's about a pound of blueberries. So we're gonna go ahead and stick this in our oven at 325 from anywhere between 45 to 60 minutes. You just kind of want to keep an eye on it. Insert your toothpick. If it comes out clean, it's done. But after it comes out of the oven, it needs to sit for at least 30 minutes. Or else if you try to transfer it too soon, it could just fall apart and the bottom could stick to the bottom of the bundt pan. So you don't want it to mess up your pretty presentation. All right guys, our blueberry muffin bundt cake just came out of the oven about a half hour ago. It has been cooling and it is cool to the touch. Like I said, you want to make sure that you don't try to take it out of the pan too early, because then the top might stick to the bottom of the plate. So, all right, now's the moment of truth. Let's go ahead and stick our plate on and flip it over. Give it a nice little tap. And look at that beauty. Came out perfect. Still tiny bit warm, so we're gonna put it to the side while we make our icing. So I basically took 1 cup of powdered sugar and 3 tablespoons of buttermilk. So basically you're just gonna mix these together until you get your icing consistency. Too thick, you can always add more buttermilk. It's easy to add more than to take away. So, looks pretty good. Very runny, not too thick, not too watery. I'm gonna take a spoon here and just spoon over our icing over our warm cake. And there we have it guys, our beautiful blueberry muffin bundt cake with our icing. Yum. All right guys, moment of truth. Let's cut into her. A delicious cake. Super moist, warm to the touch, so good. All right guys, that wraps up this video. I hope you enjoyed my recipes. If you give either of them a try, please let me know in the comments down below. They're really easy. They're perfect for breakfast, for brunch, for lunch, for snack, really for whenever. With this new year coming, it is New Year's Eve that I am filming this, so I hope you all have a happy new year and be safe and be healthy. We are going to start back on our clean eating, so if you guys are interested in those kind of videos, like meal prepping, healthy snacks, working out, healthy lifestyle in general, let me know in the comments down below and I can definitely share that with you guys. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.